Manchester United 5, Leeds 1, and United stormed to the top of the Premier League table after a convincing performance. Yes, people, why football here. And today I'm reviewing the second Premier League game of the season, the first on this Saturday, Manchester United 5, Leeds 1. So, absolute thrashing. There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to start with going through the events of the game and then talk about the implication of both Manchester United and Leeds. I support neither of these clubs for the record. I support Arsenal, but I'm just going to give my unbiased opinion on both teams. So, the game started with, let's be honest, Man United on the front foot. Leeds were kind of relying on their counter-attack more. And United eventually got the first goal with an absolute beautiful pass by Paul Pogba, who had the chance early that he scuffed because he tried to step over and then kicked it, which is a bit casual. But yeah, comes into him and he absolutely just outside his foot just spins the ball, bit of topspin on it, into Fernandes' path, who volleys it with his left foot, goes through the legs of Meslier, their goalkeeper, and into the back of the net. That gave Manchester United the 1-0 lead going into half-time. Coming out of the second half, Luke Ayling, the right back, hit an absolute rocket of a shot into the top bins. De Gea had no chance, and that brought me back to 1-1. I was thinking, oh, here we go. Maybe Leeds have a chance now. But United came straight back in it. This is what I'm talking about, bounce back ability. 4 minutes later, Mason Greenwood scores. 2 minutes after that, Bruno Fernandes scores. Then 6 minutes after that, Bruno Fernandes gets his hat-trick. And then Fred goes on to finish it off to make it 5-1 in the 68th minute, with Paul Pogba contributing 4 assists and Bruno Fernandes scoring a hat-trick. And it's just clinicality from Manchester United, man. After watching Arsenal-Brentford yesterday and seeing a lack of clinicality from Arsenal, lack of clear-cut chances, this United taught Arsenal how to play football today. I have to admit it. Even being an Arsenal fan, they did. The chance they had golden opportunities. They literally gave the strikers everything they could do to score, or strikers/midfielders. The chances they got was literally the chances you dream of as a footballer. And that's all you can do at the end of the day. If you create the chances and you don't score them, it's one of those days. But if you don't create the chances, then you literally have to look at the midfield and the suppliers as to what's going on. They had the chances and they scored them, and fair play, United won 5-1. I'm going to start with Leeds, and I'm going to go through the implication of United. With Leeds, they're just way too easy to play against, man. I literally tweeted it. I was thinking, this Leeds performance reminds me of Arsenal under Wenger towards the back, not really the back end of his career, but around like the 2015 era when we used to get 6-0 bots by Chelsea, 5-1 by Liverpool, 8-2 by Man United, like peak. Those were peak times as an Arsenal fan. Just way too easy to play against. We try and outscore the opposition and then just absolutely get hit. Lack of experience in the team, just too naive, throwing bodies at it. And that's Leeds. I mean, I remember Arsenal beat them like 4-2 last year. United bopped them even worse last year. And they need to kind of think of a game plan, to be honest, because don't get me wrong, Leeds' team is actually, it isn't one of the best teams. They definitely overachieved last season because player for player, they don't have an outstanding squad. But obviously their manager is elite. They've got absolute world-class manager. Their system is elite. But they do need to have some tweaking because these players aren't good enough at times. They need some new signings in for sure, Leeds. And he does need to adapt Bielsa. I rate him so much for sticking to his guns, but at times they do need to adapt their play style because this is the second time they got beaten by United badly because it happened last year. Same thing. And look, United were kind of there for the taking in ways. Their first Prem game, obviously they had the fans in the stadium, so they were proper hyped up for it. But when it's the first game, you can catch teams napping. And I felt Leeds just weren't at the races today. Had slightly more possession because I've got the stats split screen with me, but just couldn't create much. Obviously, they had a chance right at the end with Rafinha, but even that I don't really count as a clear chance. Obviously, should have done better, but other than that, they were just completely outclassed on every single part, to be fair. And this might be a bit of second season syndrome for Leeds, like Sheffield United last season. They need to make sure next game they need to go at it because, look, it's happened now. They lost 5-1. They need to go again because before you know it, I know people say, oh, it's Leeds, they're decent. Look, nothing's taken for granted in the Premier League. If they perform like this consistently, look, relegation isn't past anybody. Nobody thought Sheffield United would get relegated last season after the season they had before that. But Leeds need to make sure they'll be fine, I'm sure, because they've got an absolutely outstanding, experienced manager. But yeah, just a bit of tweaking from their side. They need to be able to change their game plan at times, be a bit more, have a bit more of adaptation to them because it's too rigid in terms of their play style. It's the same against everyone, and they'll be fine. It's a learning curve for Leeds. It's a learning curve. Now going on to Manchester United. Wow, this does then lay down a marker for the title. When I predict them to finish fourth, I thought they fluked it last season. To be fair, like when I watched United play last season, A lot of games, they were scraping victories, 1-0 down at half-time, jammy pen, but this was a convincing performance. This was probably more convincing than any performance I saw United play last season, to be fair. Literally, they were in control from start to finish. Even when it went to 1-1, I still felt United had the edge because the chances they created and the players they had on the pitch. And wow, even like this team ain't even their best team. They still ain't got Varane, who got unveiled earlier. They still ain't got him in defence. They're playing Lindelof. McTominay and Fred, they surely could have better players there. I expect United to sign another midfielder. Van der Beek just can't get in any minutes at all. Fernandes, Pogba, obviously great. Daniel James, he's playing. I doubt he'd start in a full strength United team. You'd definitely see Sancho start. Cavani didn't get minutes, so this ain't even like United's best squad. And they still absolutely collapsed Leeds. So very, very good signs if you're a Man United fan. If you are a Man United or Leeds fan, please make sure to leave in the comments section down below your thoughts of the game, because obviously I'd like to hear from you lot. I don't support neither of those clubs, so I don't have as much knowledge as you lot probably do. But yeah, from an outside perspective, very, very impressed with Man United. You played absolutely excellent today. Even with a weakened squad, you got the job done. Look convincing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer he's at the wheel. He's keeping it going. And who knows, man? Who knows? United might end up challenging for a title this season. They finished second last season. I feel like Chelsea and City definitely have strengthened and will strengthen more. And it's just a case of if United can keep up with them. If they can keep up with them going towards back in the season, they've got a chance, man. They do have a chance. Yeah, that's just been my thoughts of the game. Absolutely entertaining start to Premier League season. Brentford clapping Arsenal 2-0, and now United clapping Leeds 5-1. Got the 3 PM games and then Norwich, Liverpool. I've been Whitefoot. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing on my road to 500, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.